Okay. So, hello everyone. I'm so excited to be here to do Carla's launch call. I adore working with Carla. And just a little bit about myself. So, I'm a licensed professional counselor. Uh-oh. Who's not muted? Sorry. Okay. So, I'm a licensed professional counselor and a former school counselor. I'm married with 2 girls, almost 5, oh my God, and 6, and I'm a mompreneur. And I want to welcome everyone today here to Carla's Prime My Body business launch event. And you've been invited because Carla respects you and cares about you and would love for you to know what she is up to. Take you. Hold on. Hold on. Can anyone see my screen? No. See, technology, what'd I tell you? Aha. Okay, got it.
He's been giggling.
Hi, Colton.
Wait a minute, can you hear?
Yes, I can.
Sorry. I don't know.
Okay. So why we do what we do is because no one deserves to suffer.
Oh, no,
Mom, you need to mute yourself.
Here, I got
it. Okay, so cannabis is very, people have a lot of questions about cannabis, but it has 2 species, hemp and marijuana. They are cousins. But hemp is actually the plant that contains more of the CBD. CBD is the cannabinoid. That's the medicinal part that helps us in the medicinal way. And it has less than 0.3% THC, whereas marijuana has only 10% CBD, the cannabinoid, and has more than 20% THC. So this became legal because of the Farming Act in 2014. It's legal in all 50 states. The federal legal limit for THC is 0.3%, and Prime My Body's hemp oil has 0.002%, so well under the legal limit for THC. So there are over 113 different cannabinoid found in hemp, but the biggest one is the cannabidiol, the CBD, and that's the one that contains many medicinal benefits. And you can see on the left here, they're so similar in molecular structure, just one little piece off in the THC. And the THC is the one that gets you high. So what was fascinating to me is that the CBD isn't really doing something to us. What it's doing is it's opening up our receptors in this endocannabinoid system that we all have. Just as we have a central nervous system and an immune system, we all have an endocannabinoid system, and it is lying dormant because it is so deficient. We are not giving our bodies anything to open up these receptors so this system can work for us. So, and it helps regulate so much and keep our body in homeostasis. Our receptors can be activated by chocolate, and I think that's one of the reasons why especially women crave a lot of chocolate. Meditation, runner's high, they actually thought the runner's high was from endorphins. It's not. It's from our body producing its own CBD and opening up those receptors. Breast milk, so babies who are nursed are getting cannabinoids from the mom's milk. And then phytocannabinoid, so phyto meaning from plants. So it's actually found in cacao and echinacea and black pepper, but we're just not eating enough of those. And it's also found in in our hemp oil that we have. So it activates, it opens up our receptors, and it kicks our endocannabinoid system into gear. And it's the endocannabinoid system that is working to heal the body and keep it in homeostasis. And it's very well received by our DNA. This is where I like to say that we don't, we do not claim to treat, diagnose, cure any diseases. What we are doing is sharing the research and sharing personal experiences with this too. But we cannot say that it cures anything. But things that the research has showed is that it's very good in mood support. So it calms the mind and it balances the body. It's found to substantially benefit neurological disorders. So I see a lot of videos on Facebook with people, seizure disorders and Parkinson's. So the research shows that it helps that. It helps with inflammation, which all disease stems from inflammation. And it also helps support the immune system. So as we're hearing everyone sick all the time, this does help support the immune system as well. And you can read here, the research shows there's so much research available and out there. I love sending people to these two websites, pubmed.gov and projectcbd.org. I love just using Google too. I mean, I will punch in, something I suffered from was plantar fasciitis. It's a horrible heel pain. And I would Google that, plantar fasciitis and CBD, and you can see all the research that's done on that. And here's a little video we're going to watch.
And we're finding out that that manipulation of this endocannabinoid system will control diabetes. It controls cancer. It controls whether you can survive a heart attack or stroke. And so this is critically important for doctors to understand this new science. And the discovery of the endocannabinoid system is the single most important medical scientific discovery ever, and will save more lives than the discovery and application of sterile surgical technique. And I'm a heart surgeon saying that. So more people will be saved by manipulation of the endocannabinoid system than are currently saved by surgery.
The recent research has been looking at cannabis and the different cannabinoids. There's over 80 plus cannabinoids discovered in the cannabis plant. The second most dominant one besides THC is cannabidiol or CBD. And the research now is over 1,200 peer-reviewed journals on CBD. It's probably the most exciting and researched ingredient or substance right now around the world. It doesn't have the psychoactive or high that is associated with THC, but it has a tremendous amount of other benefits, including research shows anti-seizure, anti-epileptic, which is why it's gotten a lot of popularity. We do a lot with children with seizure disorders, and they're getting benefits from this plant in a safe, non-toxic way versus all these drugs that typically don't work. And there's neuroprotective benefits, so you see a lot with concussions and the NFL. There's a lot of research being done now with chronic traumatic encephalopathy or chronically banging their head a lot. There's anti-anxiety, which is really important. It's the anti-THC of sorts. It calms you down. It helps you manage stress better, which is how I look at it. It's much more as a preventative or daily use substance than just treating disease states. And there's immune support. It's a huge antioxidant. There's just a tremendous. It's easier sometimes to talk about what it doesn't do than what it does.
Time, the work on cannabis and epilepsy was sort of inconclusive. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. They couldn't quite figure it out. And it's only when they really started separating THC from CBD that they saw, definitively, yes, CBD seems to really stop seizures.
The medicinal uses of hemp are just numerous. The hemp helps, well, we can talk about the cancer effects of hemp.
but it helps with inflammation. It's very anti-inflammatory. It helps with seizures. It's very effective with PTSD for the vets that are coming back that have post-traumatic traumatic stress disorder. Very effective at treating that. It's an anti-inflammatory. But then the uses of hemp for cancer, what I've studied, because of my book, Cancer Step Outside the Box, and the number of cancers, there's about a dozen different cancers that have been studied in depth with medicinal marijuana with hemp. And so the studies from brain cancer to prostate cancer to pancreatic cancer, uterine cancer, cervical cancer, prostate cancer, it's amazing.
Okay, so what is in hemp?
Chemicals that are called cannabinoids.
Right.
THC is short for delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol. It's the one cannabinoid that everyone's familiar with. That's the one that's psychoactive, and that's the one that gets you high if you smoke it.
Okay.
But there's other cannabinoids. One is called CBD, cannabidiol, and it's very medicinally used. There's no psychoactive component of CBD. That's a really good medicine.
So this is Dr. Chris Shade. He is the formulator behind this hemp oil. He has his PhD in environmental metals, chemistry, and mercury focus. He's specializes in mercury detoxification. He's world-renowned, and he is the founder of Quicksilver Scientific, and that's where this oil was founded under. He's also an organic and biodynamic farmer, so he really has an understanding of the land. This is a one-of-a-kind nano-enhanced liposomal formula. It gets directly to the cells, and I'm going to go into how it does that, but essentially it's like an injection without the needle. It's grown to strict organic standards, both here and in Europe. It's pharmaceutical grade. He puts the best of the best ingredients in this. When other companies are, paying $7 for a pound of one of the materials, he's paying like $400 for that same pound, or ounces or grams, whatever it's measured in, because he's making this the best hemp oil available to man. And no medical card is needed, and that's huge because to get medical marijuana is difficult. It's not available in all 50 states. There's a stigma behind it, and there's also a very short list of people who can actually qualify to get a medical marijuana card. So I love that it's also not just CBD. It's a full spectrum. So you can see here it's also CBDA, CBDV, CBG, and they all work synergistically together. You can see here the blue line, the blue dots, that's the benefits of CBD. And you can see all the other benefits that we're getting when they're all synergistically, these phytocannabinoids working together. And you can see that THC, there's only one thing that it does that CBD doesn't do, and that's stimulate appetite. So if there is someone who's possibly, stage 4 cancer, then they might want to look into something that helps stimulate the appetite. So here are kind of the nuts and bolts and the percentages, but I always say it's because of how it's delivered and how it's absorbed. There's a lot of CBD here getting to where it needs to be to do its job. I love that it's in a sunflower seed oil. Most hemp oils are in a soy-based oil, and in this country, soy is genetically modified. All of the ingredients he puts in here have a benefit to our bodies, even the natural citrus oils as well. So here's the magic of how it's delivered. It's delivered using liposomal delivery. This is my dad, Dr. Rob Heineman. He has a PhD in molecular biology, molecular genetics, and he's actually the one that turned us on to this because he just heard one word, and that was liposomes. He studied liposomes and worked at his postdoc at the U.S. Naval Research Laboratories at Georgetown University, and he also worked at the National Cancer Institute. And in this time, he studied liposomes. And so he has a great understanding, has taught me how they work. So a liposome is like a bubble. They have this outer membrane called a lipid bilayer. And what it does, it's made up of the same outer membrane as our cells. So it literally tricks the cell. So the payload is inside of the liposome here, which is the hemp oil. And in his research, it was cancer treatments. So the liposome tricks the cell and it goes in and it dumps the hemp oil right inside of the cell. So you're getting 99% absorption. Most other, other CBD oils, it's through a tincture or it's through a capsule, and that all goes through your digestive tract and it's all killed. So I think one of our team members, he is the physician, and he said the best one he found only had a 12% absorption rate, and this one has a 99% absorption rate. So it's a huge difference. All you do with this is you pump it under your tongue, and it goes all into your mucous membranes, breaks the blood-brain barrier, and then it continues to get absorbed as it goes down your esophagus. This is my dad and Dr. Shade in their liposomance. And this is a comparison of Prime My Body to the leading brand. And you can see Prime My Body was 5 milligrams to the 10 milligrams of the leading pharmaceutical hemp oil. And Dr. Chris Shade also says the importance of this rapid uptake. And you can see that in the line. It's a very rapid uptake, and that helps, again, to get our bodies using this and getting our endocannabinoid system up and running. So why choose Prime My Body hemp oil? With Dr. Shade, there is complete peace of mind. He does batch analysis all the time of the hemp oil that's coming out of the lab. There's no medical card needed, 10 times more effective. It's working. I'm loving hearing the stories of people and how it's working so quickly. Bonus that the lipids help create healthy cellular function. It's nano size. Oh, that's right. The most important part. It's nano size. My dad would share that in his research of liposomes, they literally got stuck because they were too big. These need to be nano sized. And he explains a nano, if you take a second and split it up into a billion, that's a nano size. So it has to be tiny enough to be able to get through the arteries, our veins, our capillaries, and get into the cell. That's the most important part here. There's also heavy metal testing, which is huge because hemp was grown for years for paper and rope products, and hemp is actually a natural attractor of heavy metals while it's being grown in the soil. So it's very important that we don't want heavy metals in our body. So again, having Chris Shade, who's a biodynamic farmer too, is beneficial. So we're not getting the bad stuff in our bodies. I love that there's a wholesale option, and you can also share this to earn an extra income if that's what you choose too. So I know I will share my testimonial. For me personally, this took a little longer to get to work in my system. It took 2.5 weeks of me using it every single day. Finally, my receptors got open. And I had horrible chronic plantar fasciitis, that heel pain, every day for 2 years, every time I would stand up. And within 3 weeks, the pain was 95% gone. And about 6 weeks total that my pain is 100% gone. It helps me so much with dealing just of the everyday stress, getting behind the wheel of the car, dealing with getting children out the door to school in the morning. It's helped so much with my anxiety. It's helping with my sleep. And it's also just helped me be present in the here and now and just be able to appreciate, not just live my life in this hamster wheel feeling. So that's how it's helped me. I'm wondering, Carla, if you could unmute yourself and share with everyone how it's helped you.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. Well, I started back in November, early November. I was having horrible anxiety. I don't know what was going on with me, but it was just through the roof. The holidays probably. Yeah, Roy said it was the holidays coming up. And it was my first time working in 15 years, going into the holiday season. So I was definitely stressed. But my chiropractor said, he's my boss, I work there. He had the oil there and he suggested that I try it. So I did. And long story short, by the third day, I felt so good. I couldn't believe how I was feeling. And the anxiety was gone. And little by little, different things are happening that I'm noticing. Like, I have degenerative disc disease, and for the first time in many years, I'm able to bend over without supporting myself. The pain in my back is gone. And I don't know, I'm focusing more. I also suffer from PTSD, and that it's still there, but it's much better. I don't focus on things as much as I did before with the oil. But I love it. I'm giving it to my kids. I'm hoping that it's going to help Bella with her leg pain. I just have to keep on her to do it because she's not very focused with it, I guess. But
well, then if she continues to do it, it'll help her focus on it.
yeah.
I forgot. See, you said focus. I'm like, that's right. It does. It helps me focus tremendously because thoughts are here, there, and everywhere. So that's awesome. Carla, thank you so much for sharing that.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to go into a little bit of the business opportunity, just briefly. If someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure you can do it, say yes, then learn how to do it later. I love that. There's a green rush going on, and I mean, we're very close to the year 2020, and they're predicting a $22 billion in consumer sales in the hemp industry, and they think actually this is a very small number. It's being talked about everywhere, and if you haven't heard of it up until tonight, watch. You're going to start hearing about it everywhere because you're in tune. We're at the right place at the right time. It's goes Main Street. I love that we can control our own destiny. Dr. Shade paired up with Prime My Body, and his first month of sales, he saw a 9,000% increase because it's word of mouth. You know, why do we buy what we buy on Amazon? We buy it because of other people's experiences with it. I love Uber is the largest car company taxi service. They don't own one car, and they're paying people to share their car with people. Airbnb, largest hotel industry in the world, but they don't own one hotel property, and they pay people to share their residence. So network marketing has come of age. It's undeniable that it's become a way to entrepreneurship and independence for millions of people. It's a way to be able to own your own business and not have to put down, $300,000, $500,000. And I'm just blessed to be able to get into the hemp cannabis industry with not having to spend a lot of money at all. Paul Rogers, awesome guy. Here are some of the numbers where we fluctuate between number 1 and number 2 of the most hemp sales in the biggest hemp company in the country. And we've only been around for a year. To set up a wholesale account, if you just want to get wholesale product, there's 2 ways to do that. It's kind of, I say it's like a Costco membership, where you can just get everything at wholesale, or you can become a preferred customer, and you get the wholesale cost, or you can turn it into a business and have your own website, your own virtual office, and start out with one of these starter packs. We get paid 8 different ways, which is fabulous. It's fun to go. It's like Las Vegas in your back office. Woo! We get paid every week, and we have amazing support. I love this journey with fantastic people and clinicians and professionals that have so many degrees. It's fascinating. Or to just the simple folk. This is my favorite slide. It shows where we are. We're in launch. And that's really exciting because we're right at the beginning of this. So this brings us to the end. If I can let me stop my share. Okay. So I wanted to wrap up and just thank everyone so much for joining us, whether you're live or you're listening to this on the recording. We're so excited to network with 2 types of people. So people who are ready to invest in their health and make life easier by adding hemp oil. And also anyone that wants to partner up with Carla and I in this world of hemp, this green rush going on. You know, our vision is to help people earn stable residual income in order to expand their options while traveling, spending time with family, and making a contribution to the world. We love helping moms have freedom to choose mom care instead of daycare, which is so expensive, with financial peace of mind. We help hardworking professionals have the choice to build their dreams instead of someone else's dreams. College kids, you listening, you college kid in Ithaca? Love it. To help, build a side gig to help pay for school without getting a job. Empty nesters can increase their retirement, so there's more than enough available to enjoy life and to pass along to future generations. And all of this takes place with a positive, fun community where people can thrive and be fulfilled. So, perhaps you can ask yourself, what if this could be a perfect fit for someone in my circles? Who do I know who might be dissatisfied with a job and looking for a solution? Or who do I know that Carla and I can really help? So I'm so happy to be doing this with you, Carla. This is so fun. This journey is awesome. And I just wanted to thank you all. It's been a blast so far. And if you have any questions, I'd love for you guys to connect directly with Carla. And Carla, if you could just thank everyone for being on the call tonight.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to meet with us. I hope if there's any questions, I can answer them for you.
Yes, so please reach out to Carla directly, and she's an awesome researcher if she doesn't know the answer either. I love that.
I will get the answer.
You will find it. You're a determined woman. Well, thank you, everyone. Stay healthy. Bye, guys.